When CNN's Erin Burnett interviewed WikiLeaks' Julian Assange on November 28th, she was keen to press on what she deemed the hypocrisy of Assange as a champion of free speech, staying in the London Embassy of Ecuador, an unlikely champion, she said, of the right to speak. It's true, Ecuador's record doesn't look great, though some regional experts suggest it's better understood as a political struggle between private media powers and popular governments who pursue policies they don't like, rather than a regime silencing its critics. But setting that aside, if press freedom is an abiding concern, it seems we'd hear more about Jordan, say, or Colombia, both of whom are ranked lower on the issue. Or, gee, how about the United States, with its own record of detaining, harassing, and yes, killing journalists? And setting even that aside, if you could, if anyone's going to lecture the guy who published reports of the U.S. military killing journalists in Iraq and saw his outlet's funding essentially frozen due to U.S. government pressure about his commitment to freedom of information, it really shouldn't be CNN, whose news chief famously boasted in the run-up to the Iraq War that all of their on-air analysts came with Pentagon approval.
And finally, a New York Times editorial addressed the Obama administration's drone assassination program on November 30th, calling for more accountability and insisting the government, quote, stay within formal guidelines based on the rule of law, close quote. That seems good, but the editor's account of how few innocents have been killed in the attacks raises questions. Quote, using drones, the Central Intelligence Agency has made 320 strikes in Pakistan since 2004, killing 2,560 or more people, including at least 139 civilians, according to the Long War Journal, a website that tracks counterterrorism operations, close quote. At least is right. The British Bureau of Investigative Journalism, for one, estimates the civilian death toll is at least 4 times greater, and other researchers have come up with similar numbers. The Times is aware of the Bureau's work, which it cited in February, although the paper allowed an anonymous U.S. official to smear the group as al-Qaeda sympathizers, because that's how balance works. And the Long War Journal? The Times fails to tell readers it's a project of the neoconservative Foundation for Defense of Democracies, whose advisors include William Kristol, Charles Krauthammer, Joe Lieberman, and Iran-Contra conspirator Robert McFarlane. In the end, the editor's appeal for a clearer picture of the drone policy is undercut by the fact that the paper doesn't seem interested in providing one itself.